A lot of people get really hyped up about the new year. There's goal setting and resolutions and visions and all this stuff that you can do to make the next year better than the one before. And sometimes they work and sometimes not so much. But I did want to share the 6 different activities that I've done in the past or that I've tried or that I've heard about that maybe you want to take part in this year. You can try it. You can see if it works for you. You can throw all this out and say whatever, or just simply take these ideas and see how they sit with you. So I'm sharing a few different ways that you can have a ritual or an activity to help you to maybe reach some of your goals that you're setting. Okay, my name's Ashley, and I help yoga teachers with confidence and skills in business, branding, and marketing, and also with teaching. So let's get to those tips, and maybe you have some big goals this year that you want to reach. So the first thing that I've heard a lot of people do is pick a word of the year. A word of the year, just one word for the year coming up. And maybe it's a short phrase like slow down or growth or quiet or excitement or energy. I don't know. It really is up to you. You can pick a word. Maybe it's a word for the month. Maybe you set a new word each month. I do think picking just one word for an entire year, not an easy task, because so much can change in a year, which is why it's very difficult also to do anything else for the entire year. But maybe as you move into the next year, you have this thought of a specific word or phrase that will be your affirmation for that year. And to be honest, I did this last year. I can't remember what my word was. I can't even remember if I wrote it down. I think it was something about slowing down, and that sure did not happen. So sometimes life shifts, but that is an option, is to pick a word or phrase and have that be the word of the year. The second thing is to set goals. And if you haven't set goals before, there are loads of videos on how to set goals. I typically set a few goals and then I pick the one that will be the driving factor for the rest of the goals, like a snowball goal, and break that down into smaller chunks. So goal is something that you're looking to achieve. A destination that you can get to. So it might be a certain amount of subscribers, likes, a certain amount of money. It could be number of people attending your retreat or your classes. It could be any number of things that is attainable, an actual numbers-based I can get there type of thing. And that is different than setting resolutions. And resolutions are resolving something. So we're making a change in our lives. I am going to resolve to not drink coffee anymore, or I'm going to eliminate something. So it's making a change in your life. It's not necessarily reaching a set attainable outcome, destination. There's not really a destination. It's more like, I will make this change now and I'm going to stick to it for the rest of the year. So you kind of get it right away, but you just have to be consistent. So goals and resolutions, although they're paired together a lot of times, are slightly different. So you can set goals and make resolutions, or do one or the other, or neither, or none of them. So that's up to you. But we've got word of the year, set some goals, resolutions. We hear about New Year's resolutions all the time. And then the fourth one you could do, and this one's actually a really fun activity if you're crafty, is to make a vision board. A vision board is, a lot of times you might see vision boards being like cut out scraps of magazines, which I think is the most fun way to do this. It takes hours, but it's actually just a fun, relaxing, kind of meditative activity. But if you have a bunch of magazines, cut out anything that calls to you, any words or phrases or pictures or anything that you feel that could be representative of what you want to call into your life. And what you'll notice is less about the actual goals you want to achieve, and more it shows you a feeling of where you are in this moment. At least that's what I found for me when I've done vision boards. I've done a few vision board mini retreats, I guess you would say, or workshops that have been really fun. And I've also made vision boards on my own. I haven't made a vision board in a couple years now, but when I look back at my vision boards of the past, most of them, if not all of them, have pretty much come true. The things that I put on there and wanted to do, or the way I wanted to be, it's crazy that that's what I manifest into my life. And so I guess we could put that in there too, is manifesting. And manifesting is just imagining and visioning being in the place that you want to be. It's knowing how you want to feel and be, not what you want to have, but how you want to be as a person. How do I want to show up? And creating a vision board can sometimes help with that. Now, if you're not crafty, you don't have magazines, you're not into that, there are some online vision board creators, so you can do that. Or you can just cut out a few pictures or print a few pictures of your goals and put them in your office space. So there's a lot of different ways that you can create your own little vision collage or montage in the space that you're in. And then when it comes to vision boards, don't just make it and then hide it in your closet. You want it to be your vision. So have it somewhere that you can see every single day so you can make note of it. And number 5 is something I actually just did right now today was, and this is looking back in the past. Now, I know a lot of people will say, don't look back, you're not going that way. But an activity I really like doing at the end of every year is making a list of 50 to 100 accomplishments or things that I did from that past year, so I can see, wow, I actually did so much in a year. It's crazy. And they can be little accomplishments or big accomplishments, even if it's you trying a new recipe for a new cookie baking recipe, or you went to Disney World, or you went on a fabulous trip, or you just invited a friend over to your house for the first time. There's so much that we can add into these lists of accomplishments. And I'll show you mine right here is this, a lot of accomplishments written here. A couple of them I wrote was, I started an online membership. I went to Budokan, Montana for 10 days. I started I started taking one-on-one coaching clients. I hiked up Mount Townsend. I updated some of my course content. I hosted a couple friends in my apartment for their vacation. I created a training, Instagram training. I went golfing. So there's a few things. It's just things that I did, but also not just accomplishments, but also like things and activities I did in that past year. And what helped me to come up with this list was I did look back at a lot of my planner, calendar stuff, and I also paged through some of my photos on my phone to spark memories of what I did. Oh yeah, I sold my car last spring. I'm gonna write that down. I sold my car on Craigslist, which to me was a huge accomplishment, but for many that's such a little thing. So you can write big or small, list of accomplishments, 50, get at least 50, if not try to go for 100. I made it to 62, and I'll probably create a few more as well. I also did start to make a goals list for 2022. So that was usually about 10 goals or so. But when it comes to goals list, I think a year is much too long. This would be a better idea to have for a 90-day plan. So for goal setting, 90 days is a great time frame. And the last thing you could do, last thing as we head into the new year, is just don't put limitations on yourself by setting goals. Or don't worry so much about what you did in the past. Or don't make a vision board. And that's okay. It is okay to simply move forward without constraints, without the stress, and without wanting to do any of this. And some people just are not goal setters or not people who live by a set plan like that. And you might feel constricted if you have to write it down. That's okay. So that last and final option as we head into the new year is to be okay exactly as you are, knowing that great things are coming for you regardless if you write them down or make it crafty. So that's it. Those are the things that you could do as you head into the new year or not do. And I don't think there's any right or wrong way. There's not really a way that's worked the best for me. I've done vision boards, but it didn't get me any further than if I didn't. It's just cool to see. It's just a fun project. I used to write down my goals every single week, and now I don't anymore. It's just life is shifting, and I'm shifting accordingly and making new habits that reflect my current state of living. So it's really up to you what you choose to do and not to do. I know it's just so much easier when you just have someone say, do this, it's going to work. If they say, do this, it's going to work, they're probably going to sell you something. If someone's saying this is the right way, it's because they're seeing dollar signs and they want your money. So if someone tells you there's only one way to do something and that is the right way, it's them trying to sell you. And I don't have anything to sell you right now besides just sharing this information and content, and hopefully you get some inspiration and motivation and some tips from these videos that I share. That's all. So I hope you have a wonderful new year, and if you're watching this whatever year, it doesn't matter. It's currently 2021, heading into 2022. I'm looking forward for what the new year has to bring, but I'm always looking forward to what the next month has to bring, no matter if it's a new year or in the same year, just a new phase and season. So enjoy this time. It's going to be good. Happy holidays, and whatever holiday, whatever month it is. And check out these other videos if you want to learn a few more things about productivity and tips and yoga teaching and technology. Make sure to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up to give this video a like. Okay, bye.